you won't find their names up in lights. But these three St. Louisans are playing significant roles in bringing hit shows to Broadway. Where you will see their names is in the programs, listed as producers.
It's the biggest hit I've ever been involved with.
Three-time Tony Award winner Jack Lane, co-founder of Stages St. Louis, has produced 9 Broadway shows, including a new musical called And Juliet, which has been killing it at the box office by suggesting what would have happened if Romeo's Juliet
didn't kill herself.
It's grossing like 1.2, 1.3 million a week. It's insane. Ever since it opened, came from London. Not a lot of people knew about it, but it got rave reviews. It is a brilliant show. It's a jukebox musical, but when people go see it, they go, I had no idea that it was going to be so moving and so funny.
Or so critically acclaimed. In 2023, And Juliet was nominated for 9 Tony Awards. And so was this unlikely hit.
One of the principal jobs of a co-producer is to raise the money for a show. And I won't say that it was an easy one to raise money for. In fact, one of my most loyal investors read the script, and he said, I just don't get it.
His loss. Shucked, a corny but clever musical comedy, looks to have its producers hee-hawing all the way to the bank.
I think if you could pick up your dog with one hand, you own a cat.
He turned it into alcohol.
It's an allegorical story, or in the parlance of Shucked,
we call it a farm to fable.
It was kind of exciting to be associated with a piece of work that's completely original.
Terry Schnook, who has been a producer for more than 20 Broadway shows and has won 5 Tonys, was asked to join Team Shucked by lead producer Mike Bosner, who is based in New York, but grew up in St. Louis and was former Muni executive producer Paul Blake's assistant.
When he sent me the script, I thought, boy, this is just up my alley because I love puns, plays on words. When I read a script and it's a comedy, sometimes the comedy doesn't jump off the page to me. This time, it jumped right off the page and right into my heart.
It means my mother can stop crying. My rabbi's eulogy can wait.
There is nothing funny about the musical Parade. It tells the true story of a Jewish man wrongly accused of murder in the Deep South. The real-life story led to the formation of the Anti-Defamation League. Parade debuted in New York in 1998 and was revived in 2023. And the Muni's Mike Isaacson, who has produced more than 20 shows on Broadway, was involved in both productions of Parade. The 2023 version received 6 Tony nominations and won 2, including Best Revival of a Musical. It was Mike Isaacson's 8th Tony win.
It always feels like, are you kidding me? Did this really happen? I mean, for me, what they represent is, it's sort of like the ultimate souvenir of an incredible experience with incredible people.
And among those people are Terry Schnook and Jack Lane. The 3 of them worked together as producers for Fun Home, the 2015 Tony winner for Best Musical.
Every cliche in the world people think about producers is absolutely not true. We're not really competitive with each other. It's very supportive. You offer counsel, support, guidance, whatever you can do, because there's not a lot of people you can talk to.
Lane, Schnook, and Isaacson are all producing new shows.
Wax on, wax off.
Jack Lane is trying to bring The Karate Kid the Musical to Broadway in 2024, after staging a successful tryout in St. Louis. Mike Isaacson is producing a new comedy called Gutenberg the Musical, and Isaacson and Schnook are both producers for a revival of The Wiz. Producing on Broadway is a risky investment and sometimes heartbreaking, like when the 2019 revival of Stephen Sondheim's Company closed just 6 weeks after winning 5 Tonys, thanks in part to COVID.
I remember I went to the closing performance of Company, and it killed me. That final moment when Bobby, now a female Bobby, is blowing out that final candle. I remember with my friend, and I was just going, this is like one of the greatest productions I've ever seen in my life. And we are closed.
New York is the place that you want to go if you really want to make your mark. And when I started out, I really didn't know much about the producing business, so that's the place I had to go to learn. And I continue to learn something from every show I'm involved in.
Any producer is always pushing a boulder up a hill with a rainstorm coming down on them. It's why we're all supportive of each other. It's really hard. Now, you're not allowed to complain, and you can't complain because it's also a gift to do it, but it's really challenging. I never take it for granted, and each one surprises me.